Hello, and welcome to Phonograms from Home with Miss Jarman. There are 26 letters in the English language. These are our alphabet phonograms. There are about 74 phonograms, single units of sound. Look at them all. You know a lot of these. And there are 29 rules to help us make sense of spelling in the English language, which can be complicated sometimes. 29 rules. Remember this one? This is rule 1, QU. The letter Q is always followed by U, and together they say Qu. Let's say that again. Rule 1, the letter Q is always followed by U, and together they say Qu. Like in the word quit, quarter, aqua, request. If you'd like more practice with Rule 1, there's another video in this series that you can go back and rewatch. In this video, I'm going to talk about Rules 2 and 3, C and G. And we're going to start by moving on to Rule 2 and the two sounds that letter C makes. How do we know when a letter C says K or S? Rule 2 tells us exactly when a letter C says K or S. There's two parts to this rule, and I'll read you the first part. The letter C before E, I, or Y always says S. Sometimes we call this a soft C, and what that means is that C is making the same sound that an S makes. S. But pay attention because there is a rule. Rule 2. It only says S if it comes before an E, like in the word scent, or I, like in the word city, or Y, like in the word cycle. The letter C before E, I, or Y says S. Scent, city, cycle. Followed by any other letter, it says K, like in the word cat. Cat is the C is followed by an A, not an E, I, or Y. So it says cat. Cut. The letter C is followed by a U, not an E, I, or Y. So it says cut. And caught. The letter C is followed by an O, not an E, I, or Y. So it says caught. Let's read Rule 2 together. The letter C before E, I, or Y always says S. Followed by any other letter, it says K. I'll read it one more time. Say it with me, please. The letter C before E, I, or Y always says S. Followed by any other letter, it says K. Let's look at some examples. Here, the letter C is followed by the letter O. O is not an E, I, or Y. That means the letter C in this word says K. This word is coffee. What word? Coffee. This word, the letter C, is followed by an I. I is an EI or Y. So this C says, this word is cider. What word? Cider. Now let's add rule 3. I'm doing rules 2 and 3 together because they are very similar. They are both about letters that have hard and soft sounds. Letter C has k, s, and letter G has g, j. Let's look at rule number 3. How do we know when a G says g or j? The letter G before E, I, or Y may say j. Now this is different from the letter C. The letter C before E, I, or Y always makes its soft sound, always says s. But with G, it's a little more flexible. The letter G before E, I, or Y may say j, but it may also say g sometimes. The letter G before E, I, or Y may say j, followed by any other letter. It says g, and this is not flexible. If it's not followed by an E, I, or Y, it has to say g. Gate, go, gum. All of these vowels are not E, I, or Y, and so the G makes its hard sound, g. Let's put that rule together. The letter G before E, I, or Y may say j, followed by any other letter. It says g. Let's say that again. Say it with me, please. The letter G before E, I, or Y may say j, followed by any other letter. It says g. It's time to practice writing these words. We're going to practice spelling them. Please don't worry. I'm not going to make you spell them on your own. I'm going to show you how to spell them, and you're going to write the words along with the lesson. So please pause the video and get something to write with and something to write on. Go ahead and pause and get those things, and then we will together practice spelling these words for rules 2 and 3. Go ahead and pause and get those things. Okay, I hope you got something to write with and something to write on. If you don't have those things yet, go ahead and pause and get something to write with and something to write on, and then we'll start it up. The first word is coffee. I love to drink coffee. Coffee. Now I'll show you how that's spelled. This word is coffee. Say the sounds as you write it. K-A. Coffee. Rule 2. The letter C before E, I, or Y always says S. This is an O. This is not an E, I, or Y. Followed by any other letter, it says K. And that's how we know that this C says K. Coffee. Pause and finish writing the word. if you haven't already finished writing the word. Coffee. The next word is cider. In the fall, we love to drink apple cider. Just say the word cider. 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 And this is how you spell cider. Please look at the word and write it yourself. And as you're writing it, say the sounds. S, I, d, cider. Pause if you need more time. Rule 2. The letter C before E, I, or Y always says S. That's how we know that this C says S, because it comes before an I. Cider. The next word is cycle. Don't try to write it yet, just say it with me and pay attention to the sounds. Cycle. The seasons come and go in a cycle. Cycle. Now look at the word and write the word and say the sounds as you write the word. S, I, k, oo. Cycle. Pause if you need more time. Cycle. Rule 2. The letter C before E, I, or Y always says S. Followed by any other letter, it says K. So in the word cycle, we have 2 C's, and each C is making its different sound. The first C says S because it's followed by a Y. C followed by E, I, or Y says S. This C is not followed by an E, I, or Y. This C is followed by an L. So this C says K. Cycle. The next word is recycle. It's very important to recycle our glass and cans so that we can take good care of the earth. Recycle. Don't write it yet. Just say it with me and think about the sounds. Recycle. This is how you spell recycle. Whoops. You spell recycle same way we spelled cycle, exactly the same way, just with a re in front of it. Say the sounds as you write it. Re, say, cool. Even though you can't hear an E, it still needs that E because every syllable needs at least one vowel. This is a syllable. It needs one vowel. So that vowel is that silent final E at the end. We'll talk about silent final E in another video. This word is recycle. Recycle. The letter C before an E, I, or Y always says S. Followed by any other letter, it says K. Recycle. Now we're ready for our Rule 3 words, our G words, our G, J words. The first word is giant. Don't spell it yet. Just say it and hear it. Giant. Giant. This is how you spell giant. Say the sounds as you put the letters on the paper. J, I, and giant. Pause if you need more time. Rule 3. The letter G before E, I, or Y may say J, followed by any other letter. It says G. This G says J because it's followed by an I. E, I, or Y may say J, giant. The next word is charge. There's a G in this word, but it doesn't start with G. Just listen and say it with me. Charge. Charge. This is how we spell charge. Say the sounds as you write it. We have our ch phonogram, C-H, ch. You know this one. Ch. R. J. G-E. Charge. The letter G before E, I, or Y may say J, followed by any other letter. It says G. Now, if we didn't have this silent final E on the end of charge, if that wasn't there, it would say charg. And what's a charg? That's not even a word. So we've got to keep that E so that our G can say J. The next word is kind of similar to charge. The next word is change. Say the word change. And look at where you just wrote charge. It's almost exactly the same as charge. There's just one letter different. Let's look at it. Change. Change. This is how you spell change. It has the CH phonogram that makes the ch sound. And then it has an A, N, G, E. Change. Change. Rule 3. The letter G before E, I, or Y may say J, followed by any other letter. It says G. Change needs that E at the end so that it can say J. If it didn't have that E, it would say chang. This word is change, following Rule 3. And the last word we're going to do today has both G sounds in it. This word is garbage. Say the word with me and listen to the sounds. Garbage. Garbage. Let's look at how to spell it. This word is garbage. G. R. B. Edge. And 2 G's. G, J, both in the same word. Garbage. Pause if you need more time. Rule 3. The letter G before E, I, or Y may say J. That second G there is before an E, so it says J. Followed by any other letter, it says G. And this G at the very start of the word is followed by an A. A is not an E, I, or Y. So it says G. Garbage. Now let's practice reading our rules 2 and 3 words. Get ready. If it goes too fast, please pause between each slide, and there's a way that you can slow down the speed too. Here we go. Ready, read. This word is coffee. What word? Coffee. This word is cider. What word? Cider. This word is cycle. What word? Cycle. This word is recycle. What word? Recycle. This word is giant. What word? Giant. This word is charge. What word? Charge. This word is change. What word? Change. This word is garbage. What word? Garbage. One more time, going a little faster. What word? Coffee. What word? Cider. What word? Cycle. What word? Recycle. What word? Giant. What word? Charge. What word? Change. What word? Garbage. And those are our rules 2 and 3 words. Here they are: coffee, cider, cycle, recycle, giant, charge, change, and garbage. Now, here's something fun that you can try at home. We did this last time with the Q words, and let's try it with the C and G words too. Choose one or more of these words and make me an illustration of it. You can either decorate the word, like make the letters and then make the letters fancy, or you can draw me a picture of what the word is and then label it. And if you send me these, I can use them in my classroom once school opens up again. All right, thank you for doing phonograms with me today. Practice, 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 and I'll see you next time.